Yeah, I'll give you the rights for sharing the screen.
Yeah. Now, let me see.
Okay, are you able to share?
Yes, I'm trying to find
Okay.
what I want.
So we have some good news in the sense. Okay, very good. Awesome. So we have some good news in the sense an agency is ready to give us 10 resources free of cost for some time so that we will get the revenue and then we could pay them the remuneration.
Wow.
Okay, this is slightly interesting because everyone whom I am contacting till now, they want advance payment. They want some payment before an MVP is released by them. So it's slightly tricky for us because we don't have the working capital yet. So we get good working capital, but we don't have it now. But these guys are asking for advance payment and it's slightly difficult for me. But this agency, they are ready to give 10 resources for free of cost for some time. So let's utilize that and generate some revenue and we'll add more resources. And also we'll get funding from the Abu Dhabi firm. Quite soon. The reason why I did not send it across to Abu Dhabi firm is I don't want it to be downsized or like we should not get very low amount. So we will prepare a very good executive summary with all the projects with very good budget, with very good cost considerations and futuristic projections so that we'll get the whole $6 billion.
Okay.
So that's the reason I did not send it today. Like I was supposed to send it today. I'm extending, so I'll get more. We will diversify. We'll make a proper deck, and I'll show to the team. We'll review it, and then we'll send it across to the Abu Dhabi firm. And we want $6 billion because once we are established as a unicorn and we have good funding, then bigger organizations would collaborate with us even more freely. So Microsoft has taken the confidence and collaborated with us. We want Amazon, Google, Meta to collaborate with us soon. So we'll work on that. Yeah. So okay, let's discuss about your slide.
Yeah. So I made it simple as you told me to. So I did this according to FDA rules. Yeah. I found a report stating all the steps and everything and what could be done. It was more like a report on how do you say on the timeline according to FDA
milestones.
Okay. Yeah. So
okay, but before we go on to this topic, preclinical research. Preclinical research we did not discuss, so that involves cell culture and all, right?
It's not the lab. It's after the laboratory studies. And
okay,
animals.
are we going to? My question is: are we going to assist lab studies?
No, not that. You are?
Yeah, I want.
But yeah, but the thing is, you told me to.
Okay, yeah, fine. Okay, let's.
No. Just to explain you.
Okay.
I didn't. I did this based on picking one drug that is already going to or going into market or after the lab studies, because that's another part. But I also searched for that, and I have some infos, not that much, but some infos.
And my friend,
in my point of view, it's a good, even better step to use AI
for preclinical research. Yeah, see, this is exactly what I want, because my friend he was working on cell culture in ETH Zurich. So so cell culture would be part of preclinical.
No.
No? Okay. It'll be even
No,
before that.
no, it's before that. It's
So-
probably between or with animal models or before using animal models, because first before you use the drugs on animal models, you have to test them probably in cell cultures. So it's really
So
before the preclinical.
We can assist in avoiding animal models, in improving cell culture techniques. You said several years. Okay, now okay.
Even the lab work can take several years. Yeah.
Okay,
And this is according to the FDA.
See, this is several years, and the phase 3 is going to be several years. Then
you can see. You can see here. Phase 1, for example, can go from days to weeks, or phase 2 weeks from until months. Phase 3, it depends on the severe.
Yeah, I know. I'm not worried about phase 1 and 2. Phase 3 is several years. So the whole process is it's going to take 2 decades. Then a simple drug would take 2 decades.
Yeah. More or less.
This is awful. This is
actually.
We'll have to change this.
I think I'm not sure, but the timeline that they had on that report was something like 10 to 15 at least. At least that. So
this is not good. So we will have to change everything. So we will okay, this meeting,
but my thing is,
this meeting will concentrate only on these clinical trials and the preclinical. We'll go into cell culture in the next meeting. You prepare for that.
Yeah,
and then we'll maybe, if you want, we can postpone the Lubrizol meeting to Thursday or Friday. So I'll give you more time.
I have to see. I'm not sure if I have an appointment this week or the next week. Let me see.
So Lubrizol is located in Germany and US as well.
I looked for it and it was US. That's why I was.
Is US? Okay, then.
Okay, at least.
Hema gave me the contact. She gave a Germany contact.
Okay.
Okay, we can.
Probably they have the laboratories in one side and or some of the labs. The labs are.
We will have to concentrate on a site where they do R&D. Not the sales office. Yeah. So we'll check that. And we can adjust the timing according to it. It's good that you work in it's good that you work in the GMT time. We could adjust the timing accordingly.
Sorry, didn't understand.
It's good that you work in the GMT time. We can adjust the timing.
Yeah.
I can get early and we can get started. So yeah, that's good.
Next week I can on the 4th, on Monday and on Tuesday.
So next Thursday and Friday you're fully booked?
It's okay. It's okay.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, it
is. Then fine. Thursday and Friday I'll try to book because we should not postpone things. Anyway, Lubrizol is a guinea pig, right? I told you, right? Okay. So let's get what happens when we show this to pharma and let's see what is their response. So let's walk through your slide now, and then we'll go to the cell culture in a later meeting.
Okay. So in my point of view, AI can help
all the stages,
basically. In small steps or whatever. For me, it is a good way to start using AI is on the identification of the patients, the volunteers, because sometimes it can.
No. You got my point wrong. I want to avoid human volunteers.
What?
I want to avoid human volunteers totally.
Totally?
Yeah, totally. We are not going to use human volunteers. We are going to use models. We are going to use human models in computers. That's the idea. We are going to simulate, basically. No more human testing.
Yeah, I understand you, but that way we have to collect data from
existing volunteers. That's pretty simple. See, from existing volunteers, we have the database and get their parameters, the anatomies, the stuff, everything. They will have it, the labs who are working.
But how can you
we
predict?
just build models out of it. We just build models. Let's say, okay, my skin has some specific characteristics, and those characteristics are recorded by the lab technician of let's say ETH Zurich. He has recorded it, so he'll have the parameters. So what I will do is I will take those parameters, and I have the skin model of Anna Perez. So likewise, I'll have all the models of the human body, like what are they trying to achieve? Let's say they're trying to achieve to produce a drug for the skin. The reason why I'm concentrating on skin suddenly is I got a post from the American the Life Donation Organization regarding skin grafting. So many people have heat burns.
Yeah,
Like third-degree heat burns. So it's a very serious issue. Living with heat burns is a very pathetic situation. You can even die, but living with heat burns is very bad. So they do skin grafts. So for skin grafts, we need donations from skin donations from various donors. You just cannot rely on one donor, because you cannot replace the skin of a person from another person. So you will have to get many grafts. So they were discussing about that. So I'm giving this example of a skin. So they have the models of the skin. So likewise, they'll have models of all cells.
yeah, but the thing is, you don't have, at least for now, you don't have a model of an entire body, and the side effects.
Whole anatomy is going to help in a big way in that.
Yeah, but for now you don't have a thing to present to.
No, we will have to present utopia. I told you, right? Utopia becomes reality.
I know, but how can you manage to
Animation.
predict to predict which side effects a drug can cause without having a human or an animal model? That's my thing.
See, that's what I'm saying. We will work on getting the human models cell by cell. So it's all cells and tissues. The human body is nothing but cells and tissues, right?
Yeah, okay, but it's a complex, not one complex system. It's several complex systems.
See, you know the concept of snowflake and avalanche effect. Yeah.
Well,
so we will start with a single cell. We will start with a single basic cell. Then we will ask the whole world to collaborate. So you know the power of crowdsourcing. You know the power of Linux.
Okay.
So what happened to Linux? Linux became so powerful.
Linux, I don't know.
Linux is an operating system.
No, I know. I don't know the history.
Okay.
Story of...
So how did it become so powerful? 90% of servers in the world are running on Linux. Okay, 90% is too much. 80% of the servers are running on Linux. Cloud, everything is running on Linux. The reason being, it is crowdsourced. Crowdsourced in the sense, everyone is contributing.
Yeah,
for the development of the Linux kernels and the modules. So it's growing. So similarly, we build.
I understand that, but in science, in biological systems or whatever,
it's all the same. No. Don't
don't
differentiate computer systems with
no. It's the people. It's the thing that they hide, the data that they hide from trials and everything.
No,
I know because I didn't do that, but I know people who did it. You know.
Okay, wait, let's
like a precious.
Listen to this. See, Windows. Okay, even though Microsoft is our partners, we should not be talking about this. But Windows is a closed source, and they make a lot of money out of their operating systems. So
Yeah.
Linux came as an alternative for that, and it's quite successful. So the reason being it's crowdsourced. Similarly, there will be some resistance for our open source project of building cell models. There'll be resistance, of course, from big pharma, everything. We will have to deal with it very diplomatically, and we will have to build up this crowdsource. So it's a step. See, everything has resistance. If you don't have resistance, then you're going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. So we should have resistance. Otherwise, like without friction, you cannot move forward. I see. Friction is required even for walking. So friction is required. So let's have the resistance, but we will build the cell models for the whole human anatomy. It will take some time, but if it is crowdsourced, it will be fast. And once we have that, this preclinical research, this cell culture, all these phases will reduce drastically. The timeline would reduce drastically. Once we have the, we can even avoid human models. So we have to avoid rather human volunteers. We have to avoid human volunteers because of humanitarian reasons.
of course, of course.
We just cannot use human beings as guinea pigs. In fact, we should not use guinea
No,
pigs
it's the
as guinea
same.
pigs as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
In fact,
it's
no,
the
no, yeah,
same that using animal models
yeah, animals
that
also. Yeah, see, it
everyone.
is
No,
no.
I
We should
mean
not.
everyone
Yeah,
is.
I'll go a step further. We should not use guinea pigs as guinea pigs as well. You understand what I'm saying, right? We should not use
Yeah,
animals as
yeah,
well.
yeah. I'm saying that now they fight for animals rights because they cannot be used in clinical trials, but they are using humans also. So and
So we'll
anyway,
stop both.
so
That's why we have computers. We have simulations. We should avoid any human being or any other life to be used for clinical trials or for preclinical research or for cell culture or developing animal models. We will avoid that. So see, we work on even advanced topics like digital twin and all those stuff. Getting the human model is not human model or animal model is not difficult. We can get that. Okay, we have not touched up on the topic. Okay, now this is good that we are discussing futuristic prospects as well. But let's go to this preclinical. Why does it take several years?
mainly because of the evaluation, the study on short period or wider period with the side effects, because some side effects can only appear after some time.
So I'll tell you the advantage of using computers. You have your human anatomy, human body, and it has its own clock, and it has its own metabolism and timeline for its activities. Once you use simulation, we could play around with these parameters. We could play around with these parameters such that we could fasten or slow down. You do whatever with the timeline. We could play around with the time. So the several years would become several days.
Yes, I understand that. And even here in the phase 1, for example, you have this phase ends when the side effects are unacceptable. So until they are acceptable, the phase 1 still remains.
I'll tell you, increasing the dose. We will create targeted solutions for ailments such that we don't have side effects. That's our aim. That's an ultimate aim. We should not have side effects. If it has side effects, then it is useless. So have you heard of surgical precision, surgical strikes? Okay, surgical precision in medical terms, and in military terms, they call it surgical strikes. So it is concentrated on the target area. So you have a target area, you concentrate on that, and you do operation with surgical precision. You just don't stray around all over. So the straying around all over is causing the side effects. So we will have to have surgical precision in terms of drug discovery. So we'll work on those parameters. So this studying side effects, these and all will go away. We will do away with all these things because our solution is targeted. Then there's no point of side effects, and there's no point of studying the side effects and extending the timeline.
Yeah, but that's the way the way it still works.
We will have to change. Yeah, that's why we are change makers. Yeah, that's why we are change makers. We will have to change a lot of things here. It seems very okay. This is at least days and weeks. That's fine. But phase 3 is like several years. Yeah, I've seen placebo in a lot of cases. Like all psychiatric drugs, I feel it they are placebos to a certain extent. Okay, they do mind regulation. They do act with the lithium and calcium levels in your brain, and they do some active. They do chemical changes as well, but most of it is placebo.
That I don't know, but I know that some people, if you give them a placebo and say that it's
a drug, they feel better.
Even if it's sugar, yeah. So
yeah, we do it with kids.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just reading one moment.
Yeah.
Okay, talk about efficacy. How do you confirm the efficacy?
That depends on the
So for let's say for COVID, they have three different flavors of the drug, or rather two different flavors of the drug. One with the messenger RNA and another with a dead virus, a viral vector. One is the viral vector and one is the messenger RNA approach. So how does the efficacy change based on the approach, and how do we decide upon efficacy?
Well, I think that in most of the times and most of the things, it's based on the
level like of antibodies production, or rather the immunity, the percentage. Okay, let's say we have a efficacy of 89%. Does that mean that when 100 viruses attack, only 11 succeed? Is that the meaning?
I don't know. Honestly.
Okay,
honestly, no, I don't know the how they measure the efficacy.
Yeah, in my understanding, every vaccine should have 100% efficacy. Then only then it's effective, right? What do you mean by 89% efficacy, 95% efficacy?
I was
okay. We'll research on that. Yeah, we will have to improve that part as well. And I guess confirming the efficacy is the reason why phase 3 is taking several years, if I'm not wrong. Okay, do you have access to any database like in your university?
No.
Anyway, is anyone working on these topics in your university?
Not that I know.
Or any other university in Europe?
Because they don't have actually, I'm not sure if in my city in Aveiro they work with with vaccines and everything. I don't know. Just have to look for that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
just
not
find
sure.
out with your friends, your professors, your contacts in LinkedIn. Find out a database which has information about patients and animals. We'll use that initially for I'll design a few stuff based on that.
I'm not sure if they use in Harvard, if they work with that.
ETH
I
should
have
be
to
having
see.
it. Try to find someone in ETH, because
Sorry,
my friend used to talk
I
a lot
didn't
about
understand.
Hmm?
I didn't understand what you said.
ETH, Zurich, ETH.
Mm-hmm.
So try to get someone from ETH, because my friend was talking about that quite frequently. There are other universities as well in Germany. There are a lot of universities like the one in Gottlingen. Was it Gottlingen or yeah, Gottlingen? You have a very good university, Max Planck University of Developmental Biology, Biological Sciences. Try to contact them. And
Well, for example, Pfizer, to measure on phase 3, to measure the efficacy, they did that based on measuring how well it prevented symptomatic COVID infection 7 days through up to 6 months after the second dose.
so after the second dose, okay, does it mean that 89% of people will get COVID with a mild condition? Is that efficacy? Is that the understanding of efficacy?
It's having COVID. Let me see. They only prevent the symptomatic infection.
Okay, multiple.
But it was also found that 100% effective in preventing severe disease as defined by the CDC.
Okay, yeah, there's another trade-off here. Just to increase efficacy, will the pharmaceutical companies increase the side effects?
I was trying to see, but
so like let's say my drug is 60% effective, so it has 60% efficacy, but it is safe in the sense it's not causing any other side effects. We have another variant. We have another variant which is 90% effective. 90% is having 90% efficacy, but it causes side effects. So I was just thinking of some scenario like this. Okay, we'll discuss all these things. So it's good that I have this slide. Just send it across. We will discuss even further. I'll do even more research on the exact understanding of efficacy, because that is what is taking a lot of time.
That depends on the but that depends on the drug also, and on what you are.
Yeah, because for cancer,
you are trying to achieve.
Yeah, for a cancer drug, you cannot define the term efficacy at all, because it's not going to treat, it's not going to cure at all.
That's the thing.
Cancer drug is just a treatment, it's not a cure. As of now, we have not invented the vaccine yet. As of now, all cancer drugs are just treatment. It's not a cure. So efficacy won't come into picture when it's a cancer drug.
Yeah, okay, but it really depends on the thing that you are treating to trying to target, the condition that you are trying to target. Because you cannot treat or have the same parameters to evaluate the efficacy on an headache than in a remission, let's say that way, of a wound. So it really depends on the drug that you are studying.
We will create different case studies. Case studies for serious illnesses, case studies for optional drug illnesses, in a sense. Let's say I get cold. Some people take medicine, some people don't take medicine. So it's optional.
Yeah, of course.
Some people have headache. Some people take medicine, some people don't take medicine. It is optional. So we will differentiate the case studies for optional, mandatory, good to have kind of scenarios. And we will have to have a mechanism. Okay, that's a different stream. Okay, now we are concentrating only on drug discovery. Okay, from your understanding, which is the most significant drug used all over the world, and where there's a huge scope for improvement in the drug discovery, and which would help billions of people? So which is that single drug? Just an example, just example of any drug for an ailment, which is the most essential one, and it's going to cure a lot of people.
I don't know, but something like I don't know how it's called in English, but ibuprofen. You know, it's an
pain reliever.
Yeah.
Anti-inflammatory pain reliever.
Anti-inflammatory. Yeah.
Yeah, that has a lot of side effects.
I mean that's.
Ibuprofen has a lot of side effects. Okay. It causes, in some cases, it causes gastrointestinal problems. So yeah, okay. Anyway, that was a good example. Tylenol, paracetamol, it's used everywhere. Even children.
Yeah, but for example, for an inflammation, you cannot use paracetamol, but you can use
ibuprofen. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, but it's the thing is.
No, Tylenol is for fever.
When you have a small headache, you can use ibuprofen without having to use paracetamol. So I don't know how.
Okay, how about diabetes drugs? Do all diabetes patients take
not all
insulin, or
no,
they take drugs?
No, not all. It's different. It's I'm not sure if it's type 1 or type 2 that has to take insulin every day, but not all the patients have to use it.
Okay, the reason why I'm going for diabetes is that's a pretty common ailment. So which is the most common drug used all over the world? We will target that. Okay, we'll do some research on that. Okay, which is the most common drug used all over the world, irrespective of the demography? So in some countries, heart ailments are more. In some countries, diabetes is more. In some countries, obesity is more. In some countries, something else is more. So we will try to find a common drug and target on that, and show how it's going to be effective in reducing the timeline. We will do that as the primary use case, and we will have other use cases, case studies as well. Yeah, so we will make it more elaborate. So this information. So now I've got the hidden parameters. This is what I wanted. Yeah. See,
I just looked for the most common drug.
Yeah, most common ailment, most common drug.
Yeah, but I forgot to say it was a clinical thing, and the first one was cannabis.
What is it?
Cannabis, marijuana. How do you say weed? Yeah. Something like that.
No. See,
That's
no,
the
we are
thing.
not.
That's why I was that's why I was just
No, we are not dealing with psychedelics.
laughing. No,
There
no,
are
no.
some people. There are some people who think psychedelics are drugs for
No,
people. We are
I
not dealing with
forgot
psychedelics. Yeah.
to define it.
No. See, that's not suitable.
No, I know. um,
See, we will have to avoid surgery in all. Okay, that's the next step we are working towards. We will avoid surgery in all cases. We will never have surgery in future. It'll be all done
oh,
through nanorobotics.
yeah.
Yeah, we will never have surgery. We will never have anesthesia. So many people die during anesthesia as well, right?
One of the most used drugs in all over the world, I think it's atorvastatin calcium. It is used to lower the cholesterol.
Cholesterol you can reduce by just by exercising. So we don't need drugs for that.
No,
A change of
it
lifestyle is enough.
depends. But it depends. There are people that are healthy and maybe even athletes, and they have high cholesterol. It depends. There's
Yeah, that's
some
the
genetic. There are
videos.
some genetic interference on that. It really depends.
That can be improved through lifestyle changes, because even I had some, it's called a VDL cholesterol or something type. The value was high. Then now I checked it again. It's just drastically reduced. It's just a lifestyle change. So I just did bicycling for some time and exercise for some time, and now I'm very active, and it has reduced drastically. So it's just a lifestyle change. So we don't need drugs for that. And what else? Yeah, this is very good. The one which you prepared. These give the hidden parameters as well. Now I can use these hidden parameters for my model, my neural network, and reduce on. See, what I'm going to reduce is I'm going to learn stuff from these phases. And every time you learn and fine tune it, your decision making would be faster, and your even with strong AI and super AI, it will be even faster. So your phase 3 would reduce. Apart from our simulation models, which is going to be model-based development. So that is one approach that is going to aid our AI model. So model, in the sense, there are two things. One is your model-based development using modeling software. So that is one model. That is one model. That's the model. That's one model. AI model is using neural network. That's another model. So these two models are going to interact. So the model-based development is going to interact with the AI model and give better decisions. And these decisions are going to help us in giving the results for FDA to approve. So finally, FDA needs some results in terms of these efficacy and safety and all those values they wanted. So they just want numbers. 95% efficacy, 95% safe. So they just need two numbers, let's say. To get those two numbers, we need these two models. One is the model-based development out of, let's say, Wolfram Mathematica or Model Sim, or sorry, Maple Sim, or MATLAB Simulink, or DSpace-based anything, any model-based development for getting the, or in the biological world, they will have different tools and for the models, these models. So I'm talking about the engineering where these stuff these tools are used. I did not interact much with my friend regarding those modern the software, but I guess Wolfram would be used frequently in scientific research. So Wolfram, we could um, go ahead with Wolfram. It's very good for mathematical modeling and even a certain extent physical modeling. So we could use that. So here, the plant model would be the human body or the animal body, the plant model.
Mm-hmm.
And in places where we cannot do physical modeling, let's say you cannot do a physical modeling in the arteries as of now, until we have nanorobots. Once we have nanorobots, that will be simpler. Until we have nanorobots, so we cannot do a physical modeling in arteries. So in those places, we will have to do mathematical modeling. So mathematical modeling does some calculations for understanding the blood flow or some parameters like arteries blockage and stuff like to avoid cardiac heart attacks. So cardiac arrest is different from heart attack. Heart attack is caused by blockages. Cardiac arrest is improper functioning of your cardiac muscles. So those two are different. So we could study on those topics. And now, yeah, talking about these models. So plant modeling, mathematical modeling, physical modeling, and what is controller modeling in this? So controller modeling would be the flow, the behavioral model of the plant. So the plant here is the human body. So what is the behavioral model of the human body? So that's going to be our controller model. We will have to do control systems there. So we will do a control system based modeling for our human body and bring that parameters and the parametric modeling. So we could call it behavioral modeling based on parameters. So it's going to be a parametric model. So we'll do all the simulations. We'll do software in loop, model in loop, all the simulations, and then we'll bring those results to our AI model. And through the AI model, why do we need AI model after a mathematical model? Rather a model-based development model. The reason is that would give a parametric suggestion. Your model-based development would give a parametric suggestion. And your AI model will use that parametric suggestion and use it in its parameters, and it will give a well-trained and a cost reduced answer. So finally, we need the answer. So what is a cost reduced answer? That means you have a error. You have an error function. So the error is what you predict and what is the actuals. So we will be doing all the gradient descent, and we will be going to the global minimum, in a sense, the trough which has the lowest cost. We do gradient descent in a different manner. So gradient descent should be done in a different manner for super AI and strong AI, not like the normal weak AI. So we'll do gradient descent in a different manner, and we'll reach the global minimum where we have the low cost. That is the prediction and actuals are almost similar, and then we'll get the actual results. So that is why we need neural networks and AI. Otherwise, just a model-based development output would give suggestions to FDA to approve the drug. But we have to give a facelift for these suggestions through AI. So that's what we are going to do. That's why we have two models. One is the model from your MATLAB Simulink or Wolfram, and the second model is going to be our neural network based model. So now I guess you would appreciate what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. But it's for me, it's a bit have been working in the area. It's really holistic. It's really like thinking. It's like the future, not the present, you know.
Yeah, like that's the power of our human mind. I'll tell you.
Of course, that's
The reason I'll tell you. We are able to think in a futuristic manner.
yeah, but it's
Though
like
it is not, you see the movie makers, you see the fictional book writers, they are able to think in a futuristic manner, though it's not currently available. That's
of
the beauty
course,
of the
but
human mind.
what
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
the
it's like a far away future, you know.
far away future. The reason being is we are a manifestation of God. Everyone is a manifestation of God, and God is futuristic, so he knows everything. So God is
Yeah, but my
futuristic.
my
That's why
thing
we are
is,
futuristic. We are futuristic because God is futuristic. God is not constrained by confined by the current technologies. That's why we are able to think if in a futuristic manner. Though we may not be able to implement immediately, but we are able to think.
yeah, I know, but what I was trying to say is that, see, I've been working with science for a long time, and actually on the bench, not mainly on the bench, not behind the computer, not using machine learning or whatever. And it's like a futuristic thing. It's not, you know, it's that's why when I did
Okay, let's
the
say
first machine learning course, it was like, oh,
let's
easy.
say
Maybe
theoretical
the things
physicists.
can be shortened.
See, let's say theoretical physicist Roger Penrose. He defines Roger Penrose, Peter Higgs. They find out here about Higgs boson. Okay, 50 years ago, 50, 60 years ago, they talk about Higgs boson, which is futuristic. It's not available. It's not present anywhere. So God particle. And after 50, 60 years, they do experiments and find out that it exists.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
So that is what futuristic thinking is all about.
I know, but my thing is, since I never worked with actually worked with the machine learning, with the artificial intelligence and everything, it was like a futuristic thing for me. It's not now. Since I attended the course on machine learning, it became a bit more how do you say that, reachable, you know. It's more like something more reachable than it was before. That's what I meant.
Okay, so I guess now you got a hang of what we are trying to do. It's 8 minutes for the 1 hour timeline. So if you have any questions, you can ask me.
Yeah, I will search for if there's something available on the use of human cells to human cells, human culture, human
cell culture. Surely
culture,
they'll
yeah.
have a database. Surely they will have a database.
The thing is, they don't how do you say, they hide the things.
Now we will bring it to the open, so don't worry about it.
I know that, but the thing is, and even now, they, on most of the publications, they ask the authors to make the things available, so other people can say or can prove that the data is reliable, and that it's you can reproduce them the same way. But there are, mainly in health field, lots of data, it's not available. It's really not available.
That's because they're not confident. See, I'll give you an example of my own case. I'll be very honest. Let's say I'm responding to a customer. So I'm working in my organization. I'm responding to a customer about some technical query. I would put my boss and his boss and all the bosses in copy in CC if I'm confident of the answer.
Yeah.
If I'm not confident of the answer, I will try and hide it, and I'll just send, I just reply back to them without copying my boss and my supervisors. So this is as simple as that. The organizations who are doing the cell culture, they are the cell database and all the studies, cell dynamic studies, they are not disclosing it to the public because they are not confident of their research.
In drug discovery, for what I've read, it's the same thing. It's all the same thing. They don't disclosure most of the data they get during their trials.
See,
mainly the
big,
ones that don't go for production.
Yeah, see, even a big organization like Lancet, they do a lot of goof ups. They are very big. In fact, they are very big. They should be very confident. But they release articles which are not accurate. There are many cases where Lancet has released articles which are not accurate. So we are talking about Lancet, the benchmark of all research. They are doing such goof ups. Then think about all other institutes and stuff. That's why they're not releasing it, because they are not confident. It's a simple case
but
of,
probably if you approach them on that, they will say you.
Yeah, it's a simple case of me not keeping my supervisors in copy for an answer which I'm not confident about. It's as simple as that. So
but they will tell you that
they're technology. So by use of technology, we will increase the confidence level of all these research. So they're not confident because they are relying on human model, actual humans. They are relying on actual animals. They're not doing a lot of simulation. They're not doing a lot of bench testing. That's why they're not confident, because you cannot have a human being for a long time. So and the same case goes for even winter testing, summer testing of vehicles. So let's say they do winter testing in Arjeplog, which is a place in Sweden. It's called the Lapland. They use for Lapland testing. It's fully an ice lake covered with full of ice. So they do testing there. So they have limited time window for that to happen, and they test during winter, and it's quite limited. So you cannot have all the parameters and all the stuff to be which can be tested there. So that's why there's some issues here and there. This could be avoided by simulation. So I'm taking an analogy of the automotive field, because I've been working in automotive field for a long time. You could take an analogy of your biological field. So I'm taking this example because they need millions of kilometers of testing before a vehicle should be released. So that takes a lot of time for vehicle manufacturers to release their vehicle, which was an inception. The concept was an inception, let's say 10 years ago. They release it after 10 years because they have to have millions of kilometers of testing before they get approved by the authorities to be used for by the public. So we could reduce that timeline as well. So we could help OEMs, the original equipment manufacturers, in this case, the vehicle manufacturers, for reducing the timeline of a vehicle release. So this is not only used for drug release. So now I'm expanding. That's now I'm diversifying. This is not only for drug discovery, drug release. It's for vehicle release, for aircraft release. Okay, aircraft is even pathetic. At least let's say vehicle, it's 5 to 10 years. Aircraft is 20 years. To release an aircraft from concept to the public, it takes 20 years. By then, everything's outdated. Because there are so many regulations. Okay, it's naturally we should have so many regulations. Otherwise, it won't be safe. There are so many regulations, so many stuff to be done. It takes 20 years. Let's say you have this Antonov You have that aircraft, right? That largest aircraft in the world, a Russian aircraft. It's called Antonov. I forgot the name. I guess it's Antonov. It's a twin double-decker aircraft, kind of. Not a double-decker. It's like a two aircrafts together. Something. I'll show you the picture. So that took 20 years to be released. So I'm just talking about we could reduce the timeline of all these the release of all these things because they're taking so much time because of lack of simulation. And they are doing it all manually and stuff like that. So it takes a lot of time for regulatory bodies to approve their concepts and equipment. So the same goes for VTOL. VTOL is vertical takeoff landing gear. It's used in VTOL. The simplest VTOL is your helicopter. Helicopter is a VTOL. It's used for a long time, but helicopter is not powerful enough. We should have fighter jets and stuff like that. So F-35 is a VTOL, and there are many VTOLs currently, a few VTOLs rather, available across the world. So we will discuss on that thing as well and the release time for that. Because the reason why I'm concentrating on VTOL is in future everything will be urbanized and we'll be living in an urban environment, and we cannot have runways. It's a waste of time. So it's a waste of space, even for aircrafts, even for commercial aircrafts. It will be VTOL in future. We need not have such big airports. We need not have runways. We just need the gates where passengers board, and thus the aircraft will be parked in one place and it will just go up. VTOL. We will not have runways and just going up, and so Bernoulli's theorem will act in a different way for VTOL. So we will research on that and try to reduce the timeline for release of VTOLs. And the advantage of VTOL is it can be a rooftop as well. So we need not even have airports. We'll just lift off from rooftops, just like helicopters. So that's another concept. Okay, I'm diverting. I'm digressing rather. So let's stop here. I guess it's 11, 2:11. So yeah. So I need some more information on cell culture. And try to get a database for the cells and the human and animal models. Try to get some database around it. There'll be some publicly available database. We'll start with it initially and we'll prove our concept and we'll go into more detailed databases. So let's start with the simple stuff.
Yeah, I'll see.
Yeah, try to get, even if you're not able to get it, try to connect with people who have some info on that. It can be even hospitals. Sometimes hospitals also do some stuff.
Yeah, but usually even the research is done in the hospitals. It's based on academic research. It's with how do you say?
Have you heard of a person called forgot her name? She's from Kazakhstan. No. She's from she's from Kazakhstan. She's currently living in Russia, in Moscow. So Vika was talking about her. She had a case with Elsevier. Okay, Elsevier is an organization like I guess it's not part of nature. Its nature is different.
But yeah, I know.
You know that case? You know that person?
I don't. Not that I've heard.
One moment.
Okay.
Yeah, you know that person. Her name is Anastasia or something. I forgot her name, but she's a young lady.
I don't know.
She's a young lady who has a $10 million bounty on her head from Elsevier. Elsevier has sued her for releasing some information. The same happened with another person in MIT. I guess MIT. So he committed suicide. He released some information trying to make it open source or something there, and someone sued and he did not have the money and he committed suicide. So we should not go to that extent. So
no.
I appreciate the initiative by such people. So they're trying to make it open source. So Elsevier is like, it may be good, but they are greedy. They're trying to make money. But these people are trying to make it open source, more accessible, more democratic.
It's like a platform that is always changing the domain to make scientific papers being
accessible
available.
to everyone. See, these journals
It's
and these
SciHub or something
these
like that.
institutes make a lot of money out of these publications.
Yes.
So even
yes.
Vika, my friend, her sister is doing she's doing some work on what is it? I guess biomedical engineering. I'm not sure. No, not engineering. She's doing something on the science part, pure science. So she could not get tenure, not tenure. She could not get good promotions at her work because she did not have publications. And the reason why she did not have publications was so many blockades from these institutes, which does not publish, which don't publish freely. So they have to pay some money, or you have to do something.
And you have to pay a lot.
Yeah, and even if you publish, they don't give you royalty. Even if you're getting H index, even if you have a good H index. Yeah.
Sometimes when you try to share your own work, you can be sued for that.
Yeah, because you have your rights are given to that publishing authority, publishing agency. So this is a big problem. So this is curbing all natural thinking process, your natural scientific development. So these institutes like Elsevier, Nature, I'm not blaming Nature. Okay, Nature is not into a bad soup yet, but still Elsevier, Nature, Lancet, all these things, they are making a lot of money out of.
You have Science, for example, also.
Yeah. So we will have to have some open source, crowdsource stuff, just like how Linux was a success. We will have to make science more democratic. And Anna Vijay will support this in future, this initiative. We will support authors to publish their articles for free of cost, and we will support such activities. So we will not be greedy in that space as well. So you just find her. I guess her name is Anastasia or some, I'm not sure. I'll find out from Vika. Vika is very good. See, in the sense, Vika is working in a book publishing organization, and she's having her studies in philosophy and sociology. So she's kind of a STEAM person, the A part, the arts kind of person, but she has a lot of information about science. That's because of her interest. She has a lot of information about various fields. So she talks about theoretical physics. She talks about an article from Schrodinger, which is an unknown article on human anatomy. No, on okay, the physical effect of a cell, the physics of a cell, rather. I'll give you that article. It's in Russian. It's fully in Russian. I had a hard time translating it. So he released an article studying about the cell. Schrodinger, a physicist, he released an article about human cell. So that's pretty interesting. So she knows about all these things. I'll try to bring her to our organization. She's not greedy at all. So she said, I'm happy with my book publishing organization. And another reason why she knows such stuff is she deals with books of scientific books as well as other artistic books. So in, let's say, scientific book, she deals with David Hilbert. So she knows about Hilbert space. She deals with many scientists. So Schrodinger, she was dealing with Schrodinger for some time. So she knows about his stuff. So it's pretty interesting. So this is what I'm trying to say is what people work is not important. What kind of inquisitiveness they bring into the table, and what how curious they are. Let's say even Einstein was a patent clerk in Swiss patent office, and he knew about a lot of about patents because he worked as a patent clerk. So what I'm trying to say is she's working in a book publishing organization, and they publish books for a leather. It's a very costly kind of book, so all the aristocrats buy such books. It's fully bound by leather and stuff. So I'm okay. I'm digressing, but I just want to tell that we need such people. So if you have such people who may not be fully equipped, fully qualified, fully with your degrees and stuff, but they have the inquisitiveness and curiosity to learn more. It can be even kids. It can be even university dropouts or something like that. So I'm not worried. So find out such people, and we will add them to our organization. The reason why I'm talking about Vika is she's from an arts background, but she knows a lot about science. And she was talking about this person, Anastasia, who fought against Elsevier. And actually, she's in like what do you call asylum. She's in asylum in Moscow to evade Elsevier. So Elsevier has sued her,
and she's studying how to.
Oh no! So Elsevier has sued her, and she was in Kazakhstan, so she fled her country and went to Moscow. So yeah, that's a good initiative from people like Anastasia. We will have to make science more democratic.
Yeah, and I totally understand that if you don't have the data available, and if you for your study don't have how to compare your data to do anything, what's the aim of the research? What's the novelty? What's whatever? You shouldn't hide the things.
See, I'm going to make my patents public. The reason, just like Elon Musk. So Elon Musk has released all his patents. The reason, okay, I can even publish my ideas and articles. I've been doing it actually. On Instagram, I'm just publishing my ideas. I could make them all patents, but I'm not making. I'm just publishing my ideas because I wanted to make more democratic. The reason why I want to publish a few patents is the investors will get some confidence and they will trust on us. But now we have the money. So let's say if we get $6 billion, I don't need any patents at all. So I'll just release all patents, all ideas to the public. We will not have any patents. So we will work that way. We will make it more democratic, open sourced, crowdsourced, and we'll work on similar terms to Linux. And we will bring the Linux to the scientific field. So all these Elsevier, Nature, Lancet, these are all the closed source organizations. We will have to make it more open source. Okay, yeah, I won't take much of your time. You go ahead and we will discuss again regarding preclinical research and cell culture during our next meeting. So you decide on the next meeting when do you want to come up with the next meeting. And
well, tomorrow I cannot.
Okay, yeah, day after tomorrow is fine.
Yeah,
you bring it day after tomorrow. Then after that, we'll have the meeting with Lubrizol.
Okay.
Yeah, we have substantial information. We can speak to them for more than 1 hour. So. Yeah, we don't need just one slide. Yeah, we don't need infographics and all the glam sham stuff. We just need content.
Yeah, that's why I did this way, because
content
it's
over
simple and it's all in one place.
It's always content over connotation. I tell you so. Ability over accent. So these words I use very often. Content over connotation. Ability over accent. What else? I have many more such stuff. So I don't worry about accent. So we ability over accent. That's very important, and that's very important when it comes to people in UK or US. Okay, US is slightly better these days. They have improved in that broad understanding. But UK still think that people who don't have accent don't have knowledge.
Okay.
So they think that accent is knowledge.
Okay.
So yeah, that's pretty funny. So ability over accent. That's going to be our. That's why we're working with people all over the world. They do not even know English. So Vika doesn't know English. Vika doesn't know English. Does it
Really?
stop her from knowing all the scientific concepts? She knows better than me. She knows a lot more than me when it comes to blockchain and a few other topics. So she doesn't know English. Does it even matter? So that's what I'm trying to reiterate. We can just show this to Lucasol. It's very good. So content over connotation and ability over accent. That's going to be our watchwords.
Okay.
Okay. With these words, we'll conclude and we will discuss later. Yeah. Bye.
Okay. I will look for the databases and the informations on human and animal models and
Cell culture and preclinical research.
yeah.
Bye.
I will see.
And even
Bye.
databases from universities.
Yeah. I already have that written, and I'll look for that.
Bye.
Okay. See you.